Everyone, welcome to my talk. My name is Laura McGuire. I'm going to be talking to you about mechanical and manufacturing engineering at DCU. The CAO code for it is DC195. So if you want to look up any more information about it, you can find that on the careers portal or on the DCU website. Um, so uh, if you're wondering if mechanical engineering is for you, if you have an interest in like maths, physics, problem solving, but also an interest in design and fabrication, then it's definitely for you. Um, it's mainly maths based, but there's a lot of practical elements, a lot of group work, a lot of lab sessions. So there'll definitely be something in there for you. It's a 4 year course, and you can pick to do an integrated masters, which would make it a 5 year course. Um, and in year three, you do intra, which is work placement. And if you're doing the integrated masters, it'll be 10 months of work placement. And if you're just doing the bachelor's, it'll be 6 months. Uh, as I said, there's good balance between practical and theoretical elements. Yeah, a lot of lab work, a lot of group work. So you get to work on all your skills, your social skills as well. The entry requirements for mechanical engineering are last year was 511 points. And this can all be found on careers portal. Uh, you need a H4 in maths. But if you have an interest in maths, um, that's not too bad. You can get a H5 in maths if you do applied maths and get H4 in that. Um, so uh, what at DCU, we spend a lot of time, taking things apart, finding out how they work, how they you could improve them. Um, we go through processes of working in teams, and um, you get the opportunity to use 3D printers and work in the workshop with CNC machines. Um, and yeah, it's mainly a maths based course, but there's lots of other skills involved. So if maths isn't like your absolute strong point, I know it's not my best subject. I was always better at physics. Um, so I wouldn't worry too much about the maths. You'll learn as you're going along. Um, you can work globally with the degree from DCU, and it tends to be well paid, so it's worth all the work that's involved. Um, and you can you can select common entry, or you can go in straight through mechanical engineering. But in first year, it's all common. We all do the same modules anyway. So even if you come in through mechanical, electronic, sustainability, common, um, you end up doing the same first year, and you can change at the end of first year to any of them. So if you want to do engineering at DCU, I'd recommend putting all the different courses down, and once you're into engineering, you can change at the end of first year. Then here's an example of some of the core modules from each year. First year, it's all very general. We all do the same, and then it starts to split off with course specific modules, such as manufacturing processes and computation. Other specialties don't study them. Um, and yeah, as each year goes on, it gets more and more specialized. Um, I see you have a question there. Do we get to choose our groups, or are they random within the class? Definitely in kind of first year, they tend to be randomly assigned. Um, but sometimes you get the option to pick groups. It just kind of depends. But I wouldn't be worried about it. You can, if you don't have people to be in a group with, you'll be assigned. Um, Here's an example of one of the projects we did in first year. Everyone did this, whether you did mechanical, mechatronics, sustainability. It's an automated guided vehicle. So we had to come up with a design, make a presentation about it, work out how it would actually move and how we would actually fabricate it. And we had to code it to be able to drive along a track. This was completed over the whole semester. Um, and it was completed as a team. Here's the progression in careers. So uh, from third year onwards, you can pick to do the integrated masters, or you could do a traditional masters where you get your bachelor's and then go into a master's degree. And then from that, you could continue to do PhD research. There's a lot of careers with mechanical engineering, not just in an engineering field. A lot of the entrepreneurs and people that work within business are engineers as well. There's a good employment rate, so there's loads of different options. Um, and if you're looking for more information, it can be found on the DC website or through Unibuddy. If anyone has questions after, they can always ask me if they just look up mechanical engineering on Unibuddy. I'm always available to answer questions. Uh, if anyone has any questions now, please fire ahead. Um, even necessarily not about engineering, about like student life either. The classes are pretty big at the start. In first year, there's about 200 people per lecture, because you do everything together, and the labs will be split off into different groups. But the kind of more specialized subjects in second year then will be smaller classes. Like there'll be in the mechanical ones, there's probably about 60 to 70 people in each class. So a lot of people to get to know. Um, I'll wait around and see if there's any more questions coming in, but feel free to ask anything. My favorite thing about the course is probably the practical elements. I like working on SolidWorks and computer aided design. Um, yeah, I enjoy the practicals. Actually, physically making things because it's not something I would have done in secondary school. So it's very interesting to me. I'd like to work in the kind of automotive industry. Um, I'm really into like motor racing and F1 and stuff like that. So I'd be kind of looking to go into that. So it would probably be working abroad. Um, but yeah, that's the area I'd like to go into. But there's so many different areas you can go into. Um, it's a good course to have if you're interested in a lot of different things. Any more questions at all? Um, I hope there's a lot of opportunities in the likes of F1. I mean, you can like they offer internships and you could work your way up. I feel once you're in, you can just work your way up from there. But there's always like F2, F3, other motor racing, any kind of experience you can get will get you in. Um, I think if you work hard enough, you can find your way in. But yeah, definitely they're looking for mechanical engineers, mechatronic engineers. So uh, you'd have the degree and you just work from there. I can answer any questions people have about student life as well, like societies and um, kind of facilities that are there for you, and if anyone's interested. Yeah, you get a lot of opportunity to be involved in them. There is like a lot of contact hours involved in engineering. You're typically kind of like 9 to 5 most days, but a lot of club and socks events are on from 5 onwards, maybe 7 onwards. So you do get a lot of opportunity to be involved. Um, one of my friends in engineering is the events officer for photostock, so it's definitely like something you can do, get involved. Um, I'm a member of the Carton Society, uh, and they have quizzes and days out, which I go to. So you know, you do get a lot of opportunity, and like you still have time to go out and like have fun. You just have to plan your time right. But yeah, there is a lot of work involved. But you do get time to relax and do things you enjoy. It's important to set aside time to do that. Uh, the social life in DCU is really good. We have like an on-campus bar and obviously loads of societies and whatnot. We don't necessarily go on trips as a course, but the societies definitely go on trips. I know Photo Soccer were in Berlin the other week. So if you wanted to be involved in that, I'd say definitely join societies. And there is an engineering society as well. Um, and like, you'll make a lot of friends on the course. There's a lot of big groups, so I'm sure you'll go out as that. And definitely in first year, there's usually kind of like a WhatsApp group chat made, and people are organized to go out and get to know each other then in first year. Um, um, about the autonomous flying taxi, we don't necessarily do that, but we do things similar. Like we learned about the AGV. I'll click back. So obviously it is on wheels, but we learn how to code, fabricate, and um, I'm sure for like a final year project, maybe you could focus more on that. Um, yeah, but I hope that answers your question. No bother. If you have any questions after this, I know we only have a few minutes left. Feel free to text me on Unibuddy about anything. I'm always free to answer. So uh, sometimes, like when I was going into the course, I didn't know that in first year everyone did the same modules. So like I only put down mechanical on my CAO, but I could have put down all the courses and still gotten in. I didn't realize that. So sometimes it's good to ask questions and talk to people that are actually in the course, have experience. My contact details, you can find me on Udibuddy. If you look up mechanical manufacturing engineering in DCU, my little photo will pop up and you can text me on there. My name's Laura McGuire, so it should be under that. If you're interested in any of the other engineering courses, there's a good few people on that as well. There's Cian Hanlon and Augustine, so you can talk to us all about it. Yeah, it is good to know, like, if you know DCU is for you, um, you can just put down anything because the points do differ a good bit between the courses. So I know in my year, I think sustainability was the least amount of points, but you could come in through that, do the exact same first year as everyone else, and then transfer onto a different one. So it makes no difference, but it's good to know uh, if you're looking to come to DCU. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. Um, I hope it was helpful to you. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me on Unibuddy. Um, but I'll probably end the presentation here. Unless there's any last minute questions. No problem. Thanks for joining.